What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, taking requests from you all in chat when it comes to our characters, weapons, enemies, and arenas. How's everybody doing? And before we get going, I suppose, as per usual, we can stop on by the shop and see if there's anything we can pick up here of the ultra-rare variety. Not looking for the characters, so gonna pass on the mission funds related things, but we could cash in a few expert packs. If I remember correctly, we had pretty good luck last time round. I think we got a lot of good, potentially very good weapons. I don't know if we necessarily got anything that was top tier per se, but probably, if I remember correctly, we got a few things that were kind of second or third tier. What's up, Zach? How's it going? Cheddar, good to see you as well. And no worries, big country. If the internet gods / weather gods are not working in our favor today, then we'll just have to find another day in that case. Piranha Concussive, that very well may have been one of the ones that we got to rank up on last time round, because that's now rank 8. So that's getting pretty far. I mean, that's not the most accurate of weapons, so maybe concussive for it is not the most effective thing. Then again, you know, it's a shotgun. It has bullet spread. So if only one of those needs to hit the head, then maybe you can still activate concussive fairly often. Shorty Siphon, though, is definitely very good. Speaking of good ultra-rare shotguns. Get off to a very hot start. Does make me wonder. I mean, it's unlikely for that trend to continue at that same pace, although technically speaking, Valkyrie Siphon is one of the best weapons in the game. So to get that up to rank 9, I think you do need to add it to that list. Now, Eagle, yes, it's bulwark, but still, at least the Eagle itself is very underrated. Very solid weapon. Say that every time. It's true. It's true. Some things never change. We are getting a weapon request from Big Country, okay. You're referring to the Valkyrie? When you say this, Big Country? Because I mean, I feel like I bring it up when it comes up, but want me to actually use it? Yeah, because I was gonna say, that being said, we still don't use it very often, if at all. And that is in part because I'm not the biggest fan of it, because there's a little bit of an asterisk when you say that it's technically the best weapon in the game. That is, I believe, only the case if you are consistently getting headshots, which obviously puts some pressure on you to be precise with it. So if you are not precise, then there are other weapons that would theoretically overtake it. Shorty Bulwark, unlikely to be one of those, even if Shorty itself is good. Bulwark, less so. But that's still a lot of ultra-rare weapons we got there. And again, a lot of good ones. But yeah, I also, even in Mass Effect 1, I'm not a big fan of the Valkyrie because I don't like the style of it. Part of it has to do with the headshot stuff, but it also, despite being an assault rifle, is very slow firing. So I think you can potentially make up for that a bit if, for example, you take it on a turbocharged character. And that may more or less be what you are saying you need to do if you are going with the Valkyrie and you truly want to. I mean, of course, with any weapons-based character, that is the best way to set up weapons damage. That or tactical cloak. But it's not one of my favorite ones, so it's not a coincidence that that I don't use it very often. Granted, you could then turn around and say, well, Vids, you're always using the paw. Does that mean that's your favorite? I mean, it's very easy to use, which is nice. Especially once you have it upgraded enough that it doesn't overheat quite as often, because that's usually the main drawback to it, and the weight. But as long as you either keep your second weapon light or just don't take a second weapon at all, then usually that's still not a huge issue. Okay, so we've Zero the map, and we have Outlaw the enemy are the two dailies today. Let's take a look at what the apexes are. It's Outlaw, which is unfortunate, but empty resupply is not bad. So it's a decent flat apex. And then, of course, we may or may not go through these other ones. Oh no, 1 life to live, bronze apex. Whatever shall we do? Okay, but anyways, in fact, what time is it? It's a decent chance that if anyone was doing the flat apex that they have already done it, although there's a chance that some people might still be mid-completion here, so just take a quick peek. See if we can hop on in with anyone else, otherwise we'll... Oh, I do know retired Quake guy, but unfortunately the lobby is going to kick me out. Game is going to kick me out of the lobby, I should say. You're not loading in properly here, which I think was the case last few times I tried to team up with that player. So that probably means we will get a lobby started for, what was it, Zero Outlaw? Let's create this. I'll make it private just for a second. Just to note, if there is anyone who would like to get in, then we are about to make this lobby for Zero and Outlaw, and although I cannot send invites, you should be able to search for it in a matter of moments once I now make it public. And why don't I also hop into Discord? So let me know if anyone is interested in joining me. I know Big Country said unable to do so today. No worries. Otherwise, if not, I mean, this is, fortunately, it's one where the difficulty does not matter. So we could just do this on bronze and we could solo it. In fact, it's technically more efficient to do it as a solo, because then we don't have to share the points across as many people, so we'll get the Outlaw mastery more quickly, although typically the mastery that is for specific enemies is the easiest one to get, because it counts all of your points rather than just your points from a specific type of skills or something like that. So probably we're going to be fine regardless, but we could get this started as a solo, keep it public, and then if anyone from chat or just random pugs want to hop in along the way, then there is still that option. We do have the weapons request that we were talking about, and this is what I was kind of referring to. Like, okay, kineticist, once you are ascended, your cooldowns don't matter, but at the very beginning they do, and if you lose the ascension, it does as well. So I imagine, given how close we are here, that we might get a penalty if we were to go double paw, which is why we don't have a paw in the offhand. However, it was the... Oh, hold on, I already went past it. Valkyrie, and there was someone who jumped in here with us, theoretically. Oh, this is significantly lighter than the paw. Okay. Stability? I think it's somewhat stable, right? Okay, well now it's back to just being us, no worries. Okay. So yeah, I mean, granted, we're probably not going to use the weapons all that much with the kineticist, but it's there. why don't we get going? Yeah, 0 outlaw. Yes. Okay. And as we saw momentarily there, yes, it is public, so it should be possible for other people to get in if anyone would like to tag along, but at least initially here, we'll hop in as a solo. Now it says the winds will get even faster. I was gonna say, I saw you post previously what it was in kilometers per hour, and I was like, one moment, while I try to mentally Americanize those units. I know that a mile is 1.61 kilometers. I know that, but
We need to
still,
secure this position.
the mental math.
He's on the move. Be ready.
I do appreciate that you spared me from having to do that by doing the math yourself. 44 miles per hour means a lot more to me. Okay. Yes, that is fast, for sure. No worries, Itachi. That is totally fair. That is more important. Thank you for stopping by, but definitely get your work done. No worries. As I said, the good thing is that, at least for the dailies, they are very solo-friendly today. And then, once we're done with those, we could see if other people have joined us in the meantime, and if not, we can potentially see if we could join someone else's pre-existing lobby. And of course, we are not calling the shots in terms of what the setup is, but yeah, we can roll with the punches.
Watch the enemy fire.
But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, so take it one match at a time for the time being. I did not mean to press that button. Oh, that guy's dead. Wait, what? You see this, right? That's crazy. I wish we did have the scope to zoom in more, but I thought they were alive at first. Hold on.
Just like we practiced.
Oh no!
Enemies headed
What a
your way.
pose.
New location.
Break. I mean, we have seen breakdancing in, I feel like more so in Mass Effect 3 than we have in Andromeda. But usually,
Fire.
the enemies are actually spinning while they're alive or immediately after they go down. I have to look back at some of the times when it's happened, but not quite like that. That one was more just the final position they ended up in. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
Watch yourselves.
Thought they were, yeah. In there. Oh! Get out of my face, man.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
One less.
Enemies down. Keep your guard up.
Just like we practiced.
We've got major enemy targets nearby. Let's take them out.
Received.
Oh, behind us. This one's a saboteur.
Watch the enemy fire.
Scratch 1 target. Info on a new target incoming. Stand by.
So as I was saying before, obviously as the kineticist, we're not going to be shooting that much, or at least we don't have to shoot that much, although I did just lose a tendency right as I say that. But as the waves go on, especially against Outlaw, is the most heavily armored enemy, and therefore the one that we will need to swap, at least likely need to swap to shooting the enemies most frequently. Certainly not going to use throw or pull against this blaze hydra.
Gotta fix that.
That's just not really going to work. technically, we could blow up enemies with pull and throw that are right next to the Blaze Hydra, as we just did. Potentially damage it with the AoE, but mostly gonna need to do this. See, I just don't like how it's not fully automatic, and beyond that, the fire rate is pretty slow. That is why it can heal a fair bit better if you use it with turbocharge.
Shield! Gotta fix that!
And even then, it's just the experience is not one that I particularly like, because it's a kind of like the other, or not. It's kind of like
Got some great
the
data.
other semi-automatic weapons that kind of destroy your finger if you use them for too long,
Gotta move.
just because you have to spam the shoot button so much. Little less so probably because it does hit a little bit harder and it fires a little more slowly. So it's not like you're truly just pressing the button as fast as you possibly can and having to do that a crazy number of times because the enemies take almost no damage from an individual hit. It is better than that. And that's why it's, by some accounts, the best weapon. But
Gotta fix that.
still not my style of choice. I was gonna say, I saw that someone was theoretically right below us. Could not find where they were until that Audi so kindly announced itself to us.
Watch the enemy fire.
Directly behind us right now.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
There he was. Just barely hear it.
Careful! Got the one.
Oh. About to say that we could blast this guy off
Enemy's clear.
Team Rocket style.
Along
Then I saw that he was an armored enemy, and again, can't really do that. Bull don't work like
Enemies
that.
incoming.
Relocate.
Will be normal Hydra this way. In addition to more sorts of armored enemies. Excuse me? Did you see the trajectory of that pole? Granted, I still should have hit that, but... You missed a berserker. The nice thing with the berserkers, at least, it is very easy to headshot them, and one of the reasons why weapon is theoretically so good is, again, because it has a particularly good multiplier for the headshots. And it's bronze, so you know it doesn't take that much to shoot those guys down.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Or you. It's not like it's an absolute disaster if we miss the headshots. In fact, it's probably better if I don't aim for the headshots, because then at least I'm less likely to miss altogether.
Watch yourself.
Oh, I wanted to
Stay alert.
kill him with the lance.
I got some great data from that.
Will be another Hydra.
Recovery requested.
In this
Locate
way?
and recover objects of interest.
On it.
Artifact is secure.
Hydra.
What?
Watch the enemy fire.
Obviously, you can hear the Hydra. So, fortunately, thus far, it has For the most part, just been leaving us alone. Probably will not last for that much longer, though. It's inside the building, just where we were a minute ago.
Artifact recovered.
We are conveniently and coincidentally sending it around in circles. Point where it has yet to catch up with us, although it just burst that rather inefficiently.
Almost done. Got the drop.
There it is.
Watch yourself.
Ow. Ow. Oh dear. Oh dear. I kind of saw that one coming.
Gotta fix that.
Once I saw the position I was in when I tried to dodge away from the Audi, I was like, yup, it's gonna say that Audi just grabbed me. And who knows what's gonna happen after that.
How are my shields down?
That did not sound like us. Is that one of our enemies? I swear, for whatever reason, that song has become the one that we've, I pressed the heal button? Fine, have it your way. That is the song that we've been quoting more than anything else over the past, I don't know, couple months. I don't know why that is. I feel like it might even be with Andromeda specifically more than anything else. I can't give you a reason why that's the case.
Three left. Go get him.
I just don't know. I just don't know.
That hurt them. Be ready.
Just like we practiced.
We're done here. Get yourself to the LZ.
There's the other audience. Can be a use case for pull, even on armored enemies every once in a while.
Watch yourself.
Oh, and away he goes. Excuse me. Why you no go boom?
Shield.
Is the thing that's supposed to make you go boom? Okay, that's not good. Don't you try to sneak up on me like that. Or throw annoying grenades. Exacerbated perhaps by the arbitrary restriction that I'm putting on myself at the moment. You may or may not have been wondering about in the past minute 30 seconds.
Watch yourself. Shield. Gotta fix that.
Mission
There
complete.
we go.
Full team secure. Good work.
Little messy, but it works. And there you go. Like, okay, Outlaw Mastery done after 1, so that's not really an issue. We did just get a random person in here. The lobby is public, and at least at this point we now have 2 spots if anyone else is interested in jumping in, so you just search for 0, Outlaw, or maybe even just Bronze. That might be enough for you to find us. Okay. So, I mean, technically we don't, or at least I don't need the Outlaw anymore, but I assume that may not be a coincidence that this person joined with us when we had these settings, so might just keep it on for the time being, for their sake. And obviously, that's 1/2 of the way through 0, so we definitely will need that. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it public. So if anyone else does want to hop in, you're welcome to search and you can find us that way. Then that means once we're done with this one, we're at least all done with the dailies, and at that point, we could do anything. Granted, I would like for this person to ready up. That much is true. Can't tell if they're doing anything setup-wise at the moment. They're not applying any consumables or even equipment. Okay, they're just leaving altogether. Alright, no worries. Similar to what we saw last time in that case. It is still Outlaw, which, you know, given the choice, not that it makes a huge difference on Bronze, but given the choice, of course, that would not be my choice. So, we are potentially still setting ourselves up to have other people join us who may be in need of finishing up the daily.
Watch the enemy fire.
For both the map and for the enemy. He tried to punch me when I was ascending. That's just silly. That guy was crouching as he rounded the corner. Just looked a little ridiculous. Oh, I missed. I didn't miss that time? Not entirely sure what happened to that Audi. Not sure the Audi will ever know either. It's not at this rate. Oh, that is the person who was trying to join us before. Okay. That's good. It's still wave 1. That means that they would still functionally be getting credit for the full match. That is annoying if you happen to join mid-match and it's like, well, still gonna have to do a full, like, you know, if you have, in all likelihood, that's gonna mean you have some fraction of a match remaining that you still need for the particular map. And since probably not about to just do a few waves and then end the match preemptively, and it's a little hard to control whether you're joining someone else's lobby mid-match, and enough so, with enough time remaining to still finish off your daily, you know, it's basically means you get those partial matches for some of the dailies. Sometimes it just doesn't do you any good at all. Kind of annoying, especially if you're on a bit of a time crunch. Good thing they did get in.
3 more to go.
Catch. Never mind. Hit that. Never mind. And it looks like they're taking the same character, or at least, yeah, I remember that color scheme. Oh. I remember that color scheme. I remember that they were in Angara. Of course, this is the worst spot in the game, but it is Bronze. So, double up here. for now, just to play it safe, but I don't think it should be an issue on this occasion. But this is the spot that we've talked about many times before, that if you get it on plat, it is potentially an automatic game over.
Watch yourself.
It is a little frustrating when that does happen. It's like, well, I didn't have any control over this whatsoever. And yet, it may be the most significant factor determining whether I will be able to finish this match or not. Oh. At first, I did not know what that sound was coming from. I was like, was that an Audi doing its little growl thing that it does sometimes before it tries to grab you? I was like, no, that doesn't sound quite the same. I was like, oh no, that's us. Good thing about us being more or less right next to each other here is that even when we're still doing our section, we can still help them out to a certain extent, and now obviously stand in here as well. Oh, as can those Audis.
Upload complete. Good job, Apex. Nearly through. 3 more to go.
Oh. That was interesting.
Enemies down. Keep your guard up. Enemies headed your way.
We sent an Audi floating off into the abyss. Not sure what happened to it exactly. Oh, what are you doing up there? Oh. Getting some interesting physics today. Not very far through yet. And yet,
Just 3 hostiles
we've
remaining.
had our fair share of some pretty interesting ways that the enemies go
All enemies
flying.
clear. Keep it up.
Even by kineticist standards. Do dailies on a daily basis? I do. I do. Just about every day. I mean, basically every single day. So, that is the way that we're getting those mission funds, which maybe on some weeks, like today, we don't get the particular reward that we're looking for, but it does mean that we usually should have a fair bit of mission funds saved up on the other occasions when we do get the ultra rare weapon, which is the one that we are going to cash in. So yeah, basically means every day it's probably, it used to be, I used to grind Mass Effect Andromeda more than I do nowadays, to be brutally honest with you, because we used to have a goal to have around 2 million credits in addition to however many mission funds we could get every week to cash in to just get a bunch of packs to unlock new characters, new weapons, all that stuff. Then, as time went on, and I mean, we did that for like, I think a little over a year. But then as time went on, and we started adding more games that we were looking to play and stream, including ones that we were doing on weeknights, it's like, okay, now I don't have nearly as much time to do this grinding that I used to be doing because I'm playing these other games during what were previously Mass Effect Andromeda grinding sessions that were happening off-screen. So, not quite as much as what we used to be getting, but still, I would say, you know, at least doing the dailies basically every day. It's the additional grinding beyond that. It's gonna hurt.
Gotta fix that.
Yep. Especially when you get staggered before the barrage is incoming, so you can't dodge it. But yeah, still doing basically the dailies every day, and then trying to do the Plat Apex every day, although that one also is probably happening less often than it used to. It's more so the general... Here. The, like, other golds and flats that I used to do in addition to that, just for the sake of farming additional bonus stat experience to a certain extent, but primarily credits. So, people may not realize this, but despite how we stream Mass Effect 3 more than we stream Mass Effect Andromeda, I have been playing a lot more Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer than Mass Effect 3 multiplayer over the past couple of years. It's just that the vast majority of it actually happens, or maybe now it's like roughly 50-50. No, it's probably still more Andromeda off-stream than it is on-stream, to be honest with you. I do play this game quite a bit. A little less than I used to, but still quite a bit. There are no other games. What do you mean? No, I mean, obviously we've been doing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer for a long time, although I very rarely, if ever, am actually playing matches off-stream for that. And similar story for Pyre. I mean, even less so in the case of playing games off-stream for that. That's pretty much just on-stream stuff. So when that was the case, and those were the 3 games we were doing, it was like, okay, I don't really need to grind anything for those other games off-stream, so the primary game, one of the only games, if not the only game that I'm playing off-stream is this. But now, after adding things like Path of Exile 2, First Descendant, Hades 2, all that stuff, that has meant there are only so many hours in the day and only so many hours in the week. That means there is less that can be allocated for farming up stuff in this. Yeah, this is the, was that you that just got in, though? As we got a few people in toward the end. But we are doing the daily settings right now, so, you know, it could be that a lot of people are still trying to finish these up. I did just finish them myself, so I could branch off into a different set of criteria. Would like to get in when get a spot? Okay. So yeah, maybe in that case what we'll do here, since these are pretty much all just random strangers, and they may still need this stuff, whereas we are now all set on the dailies front. Let me take a look at this. The Plat Apex would be the next thing that would be nice to check off the list, if we can make that happen. And then at that point, we've basically done any and everything that we would realistically want to do, and so we could just go with whatever from there on out. So let me... just gonna see if anyone happens to be running this at the moment. And if so, they have additional spots, perfect. Otherwise, if no one else is doing this, obviously this is gonna turn into our own lobby, as it just did. In which case, if anyone would like to hop in and is interested in doing the Plat Apex, we can just about confirm at this point that we are now the only person with this set of lobby criteria. Okay, there we go. Okay, that being said, it is the Plat Apex, so it is not exactly the easiest of missions. I do think the empty resupply is pretty good as downsides go. A little tough on the stealth grid characters. So sometimes I deliberately go with a more standard infiltrator for these types of matches, but it can still be done with a stealth grid person. Just probably need to be more conscious of not spamming stealth grid quite as often as one might otherwise do. But yeah, if anyone else is interested in getting in, basically if you search Plat, you might get us that way alone, but Plat Apex, and you will definitely find us there. Let me see if you are... Yes, you are in Discord. Let me get you in as well here. Hello, King Styles. How's it going? And we just got a third. And I am familiar with T-Dog here. Played several matches with him before, so that's good. We do still have room if anyone else would like to hop in, but it seems like now we have the makings of a Plat Apex team here. And I am happy to go the infiltrator route if we're looking for someone to do that. I swear I just pressed that button. There we go. And King Styles at the moment at least. Oh, I was about to say I wasn't hearing you, and then right as I was about to say I wasn't hearing you, I started hearing you.
There we go. Staying on platinum.
If you're up for the Plat Apex, we can give it a shot. Okay, well now everybody's doing the infiltrator stuff. I mean, that's fine. That works too. Okay. Because once we get this stuff... Are you done with the dailies? The prestige dailies?
No, I still need silver and gold.
Oh, the other Apex ones? Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, those ones, I mean, at least it's possible to just do them with the strike teams, whereas the Plat Apex, that's not even an option. But we can give them a look in a second. Okay, I think I'm good whenever you are. Okay, so T-Dog switched to a commando. I feel a little bad, since that means T-Dog is the one non-infiltrator, so he's going to be getting the vast majority of the aggro. Might just try to not absolutely spam Cloak non-stop, so that we can split the aggro a little bit, and not make T-Dog be living in a nightmare. Outlaw, right? Yeah. Okay.
You know the drill. Hold
Yeah,
this
so
position,
remember you have
run enemy
those
forces. Let's do it.
limited grenades and stealth grids.
Not a problem. I got 17.
Yeah. So, like, you know, enough for what? Half a wave?
I usually try not to use the
Watch
spells.
my damn shield!
Body's been getting me an awful lot already today. Excuse me, I'd like to refund the lights in it. Thank you. Oh, I'm not sure that locked on.
Enemies clear. Stay alert. Sources say key data is scattered around this area. Find and recover that data.
So, if you would like to take this one, you're welcome to. Obviously, you have the stealth grid, whereas I have just a standard cloak. But you can
I'll do it.
double up on it if you'd like. I love wait
It
a
doesn't make it go any faster on
Get rid of this guy at least.
Squad member down.
1 second. Let's get rid of him. Hey, not like leaving you alone. Okay, I technically should be over here. I'm trying to distract him. Technically, you should not be killing him either. Oh. Not realize that guy already had only a fraction of health. So, like this switch. Ow. No.
Teammate injured. I'm reading a flat line.
You are, for what it's worth, not that this is the best time to do something about this, but you are a little quiet for me. It's a little hard to tell what you're saying sometimes.
I'll speak up. I got a Hydra coming in.
Oh, and you have a Berserker coming in as well? Okay, hold on.
Nope,
I'm
right
ready to distract / kill some of these guys.
Get the cover.
Well done.
There we go.
Got the data.
Nice. Ow. One moment.
Another one coming.
Shield down.
Three more to go. That hurt them. Be ready. Enemies headed your way.
Let them be gone.
Where did this guy go? Oh, got him. Nice.
I'm reading a flat line.
Yep.
Get the cover. Thanks.
Oh,
And I can get you. Or they will. There is, however, a Hydra directly on top of me. There we go. There's the incinerate.
Get the cover.
Oh, we got a four. We got hustle. That sounds like a start of a cheerleader chant. We got hustle, yes we do. Oh. No, come on. There we go. Naturally, if I having... Oh. butchered that revive a little bit. A nice little perma grenade as a present. Okay. See where we end up this time. Do you want to take this one as well? Do we want to split it? There's a lot of stuff there, so we probably need to get rid of it first.
Yeah, I've got
Shields are out.
a Berserker,
Great.
Hydra. Berserker down.
Okay. Yes, the Hydra is incoming. Yep. Okay. There we go.
Heads down.
Where's this? That's the Berserker. Okay. That guys.
Bombs away.
We're making it awfully close. Hey. That was my bad.
Hydra on the field.
You gonna hit me through this? No, thankfully. Okay. Cutting it a little bit close.
I'll get the dog.
Just close enough that it's making me nervous every time I hear it. There we go. Oh, maybe that's because there's two of them over here. That might explain it. Okay, so this is the nasty wave just in terms of the enemies.
Hydra.
We'll be a blaze hydra.
Shields down.
Ow.
Shields down.
Charging systems might just leave them there. Come on. Poke your head up. Thank you. Oh, I did not see you. Sir, get down there, please. tell if it was shooting at me far enough away. I don't think it was, but I've seen it happen.
Hydra!
There we go.
Look around!
Wait, we not get a blaze hydra? What wave is this? This is 5. Why did we not get a blaze hydra? We should definitely get one now, but that goes without saying.
Set it in
I can get this one.
Stay up here.
Normal hydra right here. There's the blaze hydra. Okay.
I got the next one.
Okay. I can take this one.
I can get the next. You got it? I'll take
Yeah, I got this one if you get the revive. Am I getting anybody? Oh, there's the blaze hydra. Okay. Plenty to work with here.
Look around!
So close. It's so far.
That was easy.
Not too bad. Yeah.
Not that worse.
Definitely, yeah.
Heads down!
Oh, okay. No, thank you, blaze hydra. I'd rather take the anointed assault team. It really is the anointed assault team. Yeah, that's a hydra. Potentially the blaze variety. I think it is. No, I nearly butchered that timing of that. Okay, 30 seconds. Maybe not the best spot. Might still blast me. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Ooh, that was close. But mission accomplished. Well done.
Can you hear me better now?
Think that's a little better, yeah.
Okay, I turned up my mic.
Okay.
Figured out how.
Like, potentially possible for us to max out health regeneration cap if we were to focus on that for the rest of the day today, and that would be rank 10. I deliberately have not been focusing on that one because I feel like that's easier to get since it does have the option of using an infiltrator, which automatically makes it much easier to do on platinum. But we could. Not sure we need to today. Whereas the health and shield regeneration delay reduction tends to take much more of a concerted effort. But anyways, we are now done with Flat Apex. We could stay on Flats if you'd like. We could drop down to Golds, or you were saying you still needed both the Gold and Silver Apex, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why don't we at least do the Gold?
That works.
Silver, I feel like at that point, you might as, in many
I
cases,
can
you might as well
solo
just
that
take a
if I
strike
need
team.
to.
Or, what is the Silver today? Just a quick peek. Hyper Shields, same map. And again, we have an opening in the lobby. It is public, so if anyone else is interested in hopping in, search for the Gold Apex. You should find us.
You know the drill. Hold this position, clear out enemy forces. Let's do it.
I've hunted much candier prey.
Three more to go. Sensors clear for now. Great shooting.
Another battle done.
Enemies headed your way.
Clear the area.
That's illegal. Thank you. That works. That's a little annoying. I see them. The game refuses to let me lock onto them. Even when I seemingly aim straight at them. Such is the way how the game treats enemies in those smoke clouds.
We detected
Also
mission critical data.
get
Find the
pretty
location.
significant damage reduction. I'm going for A. You're there. B is over there. Oh, we got it for it.
Fragment uploaded. Nearly through. Upload complete. Good job, Apex.
Nice.
Hang in there, Apex. Squad member down.
Okay.
Teammate injured. Just 3 hostiles remaining.
No! Leave it to me to throw him through the roof. Because you can on this map. Despite how you think that would definitely not be a thing. Oh man, he picked up pretty serious speed. Wow.
That's that.
Enemies incoming.
Who knew there was so much gravity? Vacuum of space.
Careful!
Lids, technically anything with mass has gravity. Including this spaceship on which you currently are standing. That may be true. But that's beside the point.
Teammate injured.
That guy was spinning like crazy. I shouldn't have used pull. Should have just left him there. Please no, no.
Squad member down.
Hold on!
3 more to go. That hurt them. Be ready.
Well, that's that.
Enemies incoming.
Oh no, that's where they spawn. That was interesting. They got staggered, but didn't lose any shield, despite getting hit by the shield stripping pulse.
We're tracking reinforcements.
Strange combination of some parts of the skill working and other aspects of the skill not working at all.
Intel says the kid left genetic surveying devices in your area. Let's find and disable them. Enemy tech shut down. Enemy tech shut down.
Are we? No! Why couldn't you have hit me a split second later?
All enemy devices are now offline. Teammate injured. Teammate injured.
Uh-oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah. Okay. New quarters.
Enemies cleared. Stay alert. Shuttle incoming. Get to the extraction zone.
Hey, turns out I was actually interested in speaking to your friend over here instead. Hope you don't mind.
Squad member down.
Oh no! I almost had to ascend. There. Also, the fiend is still chasing me. What? I don't know, go boom. I was promised the boom. Oh man. That is atrocious. Oh, there's not someone there. You are. Maybe. Yeah. No.
Teammate injured.
I hear a fiend.
Mission complete. Full team
There we go.
secured. Good work.
Alright, I'm gonna drop out for a couple games.
Alright, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. GG's. Also like how as we were extracting there, you could see at the bottom of the screen there was a wraith that was still just waltzing around in the LZ. Well, we at this point have done basically any of the things that we probably were looking to check off the list in terms of dailies and apexes, so pretty much anything is fair game at this point. And if anyone does want to jump in again, we have room, at least for one, and if even more people would like to get in, then we could always create a new lobby and make space that way. Potentially a little more space. Let's see. Oh, well. Alright, in that case, if it is just us right now, I might just see if there are any other groups that happen to be doing stuff on the higher difficulties that we could tag along for. Nothing on flat. What about gold? Not empty there as well. Wow. I'm a little surprised people are wrapping things up this early tonight. I feel like it's not that late. I feel like we'd have more people going at this hour. Well, of course, there's always a chance we could get other people in randomly, or we could always just search for a match on any difficulty and see where it throws us in. I would have to imagine somebody is playing in a lobby that has room. It does make it a little hard to decide which character to play and what setup to use on that character, since it would probably differ if it were plat versus bronze. Tell you what, let's go any difficulty. See if anybody has room here. 1 life to live on bronze. You know what? I was perhaps giving this mission a little bit of attitude, a little bit of sass before. Now it's time. Now it's time to back up our words with action. So, it is bronze. Yes. It is 1 life to live, though. So, can't get too reckless, carried away, careless. However you want to phrase it. Presumably, you would not have everyone in the group losing their composure like that in the same wave. But you never know. No matter the difficulty, to a certain extent, you do need to take 1 life to live seriously. Stakes are high. Sure, you know, if this doesn't work out, we could always just send a strike team on this one, yes. In fact, there's a chance that I already had a strike team who had completed this mission, now that I think of it, but that's okay. That's alright. That doesn't matter. We're here, we're doing it, and we're giving it our best. Okay, now careful with the no shield stuff. That is not good.
Enemies down. Keep your guard up.
Just like we practiced.
Enemies incoming.
Relocate.
LZ? Oh, and back here. Okay. also, for what it's worth, I think we may have been talking about this a little bit, maybe not last week, but perhaps the week before. We were mentioning how
Go get him.
on the kineticist, it is possible to get support. It is also possible to get stuck on this ammo box. It's possible to get little
Keep your guard up.
boosts of 10 points for support, which I didn't know what to make of that at the time, because it felt like
Triangulating our
I had just never
Find
seen
their
that
sensor
happen
arrays and get them broken.
in the early stages of play. For like, I had never seen it happen until seemingly starting a week or two ago, which was strange. But I think I figured out what the source of it is. Because typically, support comes from, well, as you might imagine,
What problem got?
support skills, basically like defensive or utility skills that you might use that also affect your teammates, such as stealth grid, hitting either yourself and or teammates gives you support, shield boosting teammates when they have actually shields that need to be restored
One problem
gives
got.
support score,
Grabbing cover.
barricade on sentinels, and then energy drain if you're restoring shields. Similar to the shield boost, we'll give a little bit of points from that as well. Did say support. And so obviously the kineticist does not have any of these powers, which is why when I saw that label pop up for the kineticist, I was like, what is that coming from? And one of the reasons why I think I had not seen it very often with her was because I think it only shows up when you have more than one person in the lobby,
Deactivated. Objective complete.
and when you have someone near you
Just
who
3
does not
hostiles
have full
remaining.
shields, and you get a biotic kill, because that gives us shields back, but I need to double check the fine print. Like, there you go, that just said 10 support.
Just like we
So that's what I'm talking about. I think, do we also restore teammate shields when we get a biotic kill if they're nearby? Because if so, then that is kind of similar to things like the shield boost and energy drain that give points in more or less that exact circumstance. So that's my theory. But I've yet to double check the phrasing, the kineticist. See if that checks out.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Come on. Was that necessary? No.
Take out one more.
Sometimes you need to send a message. Apparently they're still falling.
Reload.
There we go.
We're tracking reinforcements.
I got some great data from that.
I did get some great data from that.
Enemies headed
Learned
your way.
just how far down the
Relocate.
floor is. It's also an interesting pose that that enemy was in as they're flying away.
Just 3 hostiles
Practically
remaining.
doing a split
Nice job,
in midair.
Apex. Keep it going.
Just like we practiced.
Which one, Cheddar?
Intelligence needs data from your location. Look for an entry point.
Understood.
Who's in here? You are. Oh, the throw off the edge of the map is probably what you were referring to, right? I'm guessing. There are some maps where it's better than others, both in terms of how long it takes for them to actually register as going down, and in other cases there might be other things you can throw them over or into. There's one or two maps where
Well done.
it actually cuts you off and prevents you from throwing them as far as you would expect them to go. Those maps are annoying. They take away all the fun.
Just 3 hostiles remaining. Enemies down. Keep your guard up.
Just like we practiced.
Wait a second. I just had an idea.
We're done here. Get
I
yourself
don't
to
know
the
if I
LZ.
can make it happen at this stage. Also, this would be a very mean way to do it on. However, I mean, you see what I'm carrying here. Theoretically, if I had a few more of those, particularly on this Apex mission, I feel like there are maybe some, let's call them interesting, things that we could do. But catch my drift, then maybe you understand why I'm saying maybe this is not the best way to do it on, as this is extraction. It is one life to live. Maybe on this occasion, we pass on that stuff. Oh, that's quite the ground pound. Went over the edge. Everyone's in there, though. Both teammates and enemies. Or not. Oh, here we go. 30 seconds. Oh, there is a fun way to get down into the LZ for this map, but it's too late to do it at this stage. Come on, Lautza.
Mission complete. Full team secure. Good work.
Okay. Well, that was... Oh, right. They were the ones hosting, not us. They were doing the bronze Apex. We are still not the host here, so I have no idea what, if anything, those guys are going to do. They're going to leave, is the answer. So, we start again from scratch. So let me know if there is anyone else who would like to get in, and then, in that case, obviously, plenty of room, and we could go for whatever we'd like. Otherwise, if not, might again just see what sort of random public lobby we can find. And just hop on into that. Otherwise, I mean, we can initiate matches as solos. I mean, that does start to get a little restrictive in terms of what we may or may not want to do in that case. both in terms of difficulty and in terms of character. I mean, if we stay on bronze, then we could do pretty much anything, but probably don't want to do a plat solo with the gladiator, for example, or the duelist. Gross. Okay. Start by specifying plat on the off chance that there is an opening in a plat lobby right now. I mean, the other difficult thing in this situation is usually in the past when we've been in situations like this looking for either pre-existing lobbies or to send invites to whoever may be on my EA app friends list to assemble a lobby, well, that was when I was able to send invites and receive invites. That is no longer the case now. So that does mean we are much more just going with whatever we can find. Our ability to set up those lobbies is much more limited now. Wow. Okay, well, the game says no one else has a lobby, at least not any lobbies that have room for us at the moment, so maybe we are about to just start a bronze solo here for that reason. Is there anything else? I mean, we're doing a bronze solo, at least initially. We're looking to get something out of it. That reason to say work on a weapon that we haven't maxed out the point. I mean, we can't. It takes enough points for Andromeda that we are not going to take a weapon, from all the way from 0% to 100% in one day. But okay, wait, I have done some matches with this guy before, and I think that means we do not really need to be on bronze in that case, thankfully, so it feels a little bit more worthwhile in that case. At least from credits and also bonus stats, XP standpoint, we're getting a little more out of it. No, he fled. I spoke too soon. I should have bit my tongue. I shouldn't have said anything. What a fool I was. So young and naive. Let's do one more of these checks, and if not, then maybe we are back to bronze solo territory, and maybe we are once again asking ourselves, do we want to play Matic, for example? What else? Zulkin. I mean, these are, as you can see, weapons that I've used very briefly, or in the case of the Matic, many of the weapons, it gives you the tiniest little bit of points, even if you've never used them before. So, like in this case, this number is so small that I've definitely never used the Matic, at least in multiplayer. I do remember using it in the campaign a while back, but Zulkin, that's enough that theoretically I've probably used this for 1, maybe 2 matches. Sandstorm, also low enough that I doubt I've used it at all. And I mean, this shouldn't come as a surprise. We are looking at most of the trash weapons that you would not typically have any reason to use unless they were the only options you had at the very beginning. But what with that no longer being the case, even after going back in bronze solos in many cases to try to finish up these weapons, there were still several of the weaker variety that I had skipped, because you don't have to quite do all of them to get the gold challenge completion stuff, and then these ones for the enemies. That is not particularly applicable / relevant in this case. So, I don't know, I mean, not really feeling the the weak, uncommon weapons right now, because there's just such a huge drop-off in Andromeda when it comes to the uncommon weapons. Mass Effect 3 might be one thing, but Andromeda, it is fairly painful. Maybe set the difficulty to bronze, not random. Although, we could tempt fate like that. We'll leave the other stuff up to random, and we'll just hop in. And, of course, the hope might be that... Well, let me just double check. Lobby, yeah, is public. So we might get random people in. If you guys would like to get in, there's plenty of space. It is public, so you can join even mid-match. Just search, well, I mean, at the moment, we might quite literally be the only person playing. So, search for anything, and you may very well find us. If we do get some more people gathered round, then at that point, maybe we get more options.
We need to secure this position. Enemies on the move. Be ready.
Can't wait to try out my latest maneuver.
Oh no, I don't have ascension. Hold on. Okay, one moment, please. Was trying to set something up a bit. If you guys would be so kind as to allow me to do that. I mean, it might be easier if I leave just like one enemy left at the end of the wave.
Watch the enemy fire.
Rather than trying to do this stuff at the beginning when enemies are going to continue to respawn. It's a little wary if you're going too far in that direction. It might interfere with what I'm trying to do. And we can't have that.
3 left. Go get them.
Get you. Get you. And we're just gonna... Okay, don't fall off the edge. Just stay there. We're next to the thing that I was looking for. Oh, we saw this person before. Okay, nice. Moment.
Watch your back.
Don't do it. Be very careful where you're standing right now.
All clear for now.
Put a lot of effort into this.
Another battle down.
Enemies incoming.
I feel like we have to do this now, otherwise this is a little bit too much of a precarious position. Something could go horribly wrong. All right, will these be the test subjects?
Watch the enemy fire.
Why not? Oh, I wish there were more enemies there, though. Oh, that's insane. It would be ideal, of course, if this were a later wave, or at least a wave that had things like fiends. I feel like would be a much better target for that. And we didn't get all of them. As you can see here, there was at least a few more that we did not take the time to wrangle. Oh, that big explosion, another one right there. But we had what? 4, maybe 5 of those explosive containers.
Watch the enemy fire.
In some ways, had the other person not joined in, we might have had more time to gather up some of those things. As soon as they joined, I no longer had full control over where the enemies were and what kind of attacks they were using, what kind of attacks we were using. I couldn't risk. They might unknowingly
Just 3
set
hostiles
off
remaining.
that combo.
Down to 1. Careful.
Oh, what? How do you get up there?
Enemies down. Keep
I
your
don't know if
guard
I've
up.
ever seen an enemy
Another battle
go
down.
up there by themselves.
Find artifacts and return to the drop point. Marking first location on your HUD.
Well, apparently that was also an explosive container over there. I think we were right over here when we were doing that stuff, though. What's this side? Oops. Come on.
Watch yourself.
Got the drop.
Watch yourself.
Artifact recovered. Almost done. Artifact is secure.
Excuse me. Please not disrupt my peaceful stroll with the pizza.
Last drop received. All artifacts secured.
Careful.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Watch the enemy.
Nice job, Apex.
Oh.
Keep it going.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was trying to throw that chosen at our teammate, not at the other enemy over there. That enemy
Enemies headed your way.
took a pretty serious curve. The game insisted on that enemy doing a pretty ridiculous curve in order to hit that other enemy down there. It really did not want to have me targeting my teammate. I can't imagine why. It seemed like a perfectly reasonable thing to do. I don't understand. Time to intercept me, yeah. I forget. I know we saw this guy a little while ago. Is he, did they get max level on their character yet, or are they still leveling it up? I don't know if they have all their
Just 3
powers
hostiles remaining.
fully spec yet. Is there the Sentinel, right? Feel it. Well, I mean, I guess you technically in Andromeda you always have at least the first level spec, so you get that automatically on at least your active skills. I was gonna say I feel like I haven't seen them use backlash,
Enemies headed your
which
way.
is, you know, understandable. Even for a maxed out one. But we might be helping them level here. Maybe the case. Looks like it's mostly pro plus energy drain, which, you know, many would argue is probably preferred way to build that character. And we can certainly synergize that setup as
Watch the
we
enemy fire.
both have some combo potential, I think. Yeah, pretty sure they're the Asari Sentinel. It looks like it. And we've definitely seen them use energy drain, so they must be, right? I think that's the default color scheme for the Asari Sentinel. But Softgun, at the moment, we're just in a public lobby
3 left.
with plenty of room. If you'd like to hop in, you're welcome to. I think this, I mean, when I was checking a minute ago, there was no one else in a lobby.
That hurt though. Be ready.
So if you search anything, you might find us. But right now, this is just Bronze Ket Paradox.
Intel says the cat left genetic surveying devices in your area. Let's
oh,
find
it's
and
the
disable them.
Directly below me.
One problem gone.
I don't like the way they pointing their gun straight at my face
Careful.
when I'm doing the objective. And understand that maybe they're trying to help protect me, but at the same time, it does also feel like they may be trying to shoot.
Careful!
No. Bad me. Don't do that. Also, please don't stand directly on top of the device. Then you proceeded to stand even more directly on top of the device. Please not teleport through that either. That's also not something that I typically like to see.
Watch yourself! Shield! I thought I fixed that.
Oh, they're on it.
Enemy tech is deactivated. Objective complete.
Watch yourself!
One of those wraiths is not like the other. Because one of those wraiths is not a wraith.
Low on ammo!
3 left. Go get them.
Oh, what's that? Oh, hello.
All enemies clear. Keep it up. Shuttle incoming. Get to the extraction zone.
Watch yourself!
Yeah, there, the bosses.
Ascendant!
Or at least, there's the other. Look out behind you! Wasn't it? Oh, there used to be up here. Wow, okay. That's an ultra rare. Oh, let me help you out. Exactly what I had in mind when I used that pole. Did too. There.
Target's down. Everyone standing. Drinks are on me.
Was our character saying that? Yeah, I think it's one of those instances where our character is saying that even though it's a comment based on one of our teammates, the game definitely I mean, sometimes your character is speaking with the voice and the lines of someone else's character altogether. Like, you know, we sound as if we are the Asari Sentinel, even though we're the Kineticist. Other times, the Kineticist makes comments as if we were the Asari Sentinel. Like, okay, it's still the Kineticist's voice and her lines, but we're using an energy-based weapon, and so we are definitely not running out of ammo, but they must have been. Okay, and yeah, they are not max level yet, so they're still ranking up. No worries, we can help them out. Good stuff. Oh. You know what? I'm just gonna stop saying these things. Maybe it's best if I just don't say anything. Well, anyways, we do have room if anyone is interested in popping in here. We don't really have anything in particular on the agenda at the moment, so we are flexible to go in whatever direction people would like. What's up, fam? How are you? Good to see ya. I mean, as I was just saying, plenty of room if you'd like to hop in. You're welcome to do so.
I'd like to get back in if you got room.
Oh, yeah.
What's
Let's see.
running?
Well, good question. Good question. May depend on if we're about to get more people in here, which may be the case. Them, Sovkrin, I know Big Country said, Big Country, if you're interested, you're welcome to hop in, of course. I know you were saying you probably wouldn't be able to go today, but if you'd like to give it a shot, that's obviously up to you. So we have room. Them would, but in the middle of a download right now, super laggy. No worries. Okay, I don't understand why this pug is joining our lobby and then gets scared away. I mean, we're definitely the only lobby right now, which is why they keep on finding us. But what did I do wrong? Why don't they like me? It's okay. But yeah, at the moment, I'm pretty sure this is the only lobby. So if you search for anything, you're probably going to find me. And then once you're in, we can figure out what we want to do. So Fem says not at the moment. Big Country, I think, said potentially not available at all today. Sovkrin, if you'd like to jump in, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm only a little scary, right? Maybe only occasionally in certain circumstances.
No, there's one other match going.
Oh,
Platinum.
okay. Oh. That's interesting. I might take a peek in that case.
Just one person available.
Oh. This may or may not be the one that you were referring to. I'm not going to be able to load into it effectively anyway.
That's the one.
Not that it makes much of a difference in this case. For me, at least. That's true. Actually, Fem, wait, you say this? I forgot to grab a stream snack today. So I'm going snackless. So I don't know. I may not be me when I haven't had my Snickers. It's a very fitting day for you to make that comment. Every other day I would have something to snack on, but not today. Yeah, unfortunately some bad weather. Okay. Well, okay, let me here. I'll just do a random gold. Right? Run! Leeds doesn't have a stack. It's not safe here. That is true, Sovkrin. I think part of it was I did have a very big dinner. So maybe in the back of my mind I was like, oh, I just wasn't thinking about it. Maybe it'll be okay in that case. Maybe we'll be alright. You don't need to run. Not yet, at least. Alright. Well, yeah. Either way, at the moment, we have a public lobby. It's set on gold, random, and if any of you guys would like to hop in, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, it might just be the two of us. Oh, yeah. No, that's definitely fair, Fem. Definitely fair. Shin, what's up? Are you winning, son? Yeah. I think we're doing okay, at least at the moment. Maybe scaring off some pugs every now and again. But, we're doing alright, and we have room, Shin, if you would like to jump in. I can't remember. Have we ever gotten you in for Andromeda, or has it only been Mass Effect 3 in the past? only joined for ME3. Oh yeah, no, I feel that pain, fam. I was in a similar situation several months ago. It's a little less, well, yeah, thereabouts. But yeah, hopefully it was at least something that you saw coming. I mean, may not have been the case, but at least fortunately for me, it was the car was not long for this world for several years. So it was not like it was a shocker when it got to the point that it kind of just needed to go. So, you know, you can make some preparations, at least mentally, if nothing else. I mean, that's fine, Shin. If you want to hop in, even if you don't have anything unlocked yet, welcome to do so. Happy to help you get some stuff unlocked, characters leveled, all that stuff. That's fine by me.
We can easily level up a character for him.
Yeah. Get you some extra credits as well. You can unlock stuff more quickly. All that. So if you'd like, you are welcome to tag along in that case. May or may not get other random people in the meantime, as we just saw for a brief moment there. Oh, no worries, Shin. You're up to other things. Kinda saw it coming, but wasn't anticipating the... Oh, yikes. Yeah, basically, that's similar to where I was as well, where it's like, you know, at a certain point, a car gets old enough, it breaks down frequently enough that, yes, you take it to the shop, you could get it repaired, but, you know, sure, you spend a bunch of money to get it fixed up, and how long is it going to last you before it's back in the shop to fix something else, right? You're probably better off just saying, okay, enough is enough. It's served me well in its time, but perhaps its time is up. It is time to move on. Was an 04, now it's a 17. Gotcha. Yeah. Mine was 02. So, similar situation. It's like, okay, you know, this is not coming as a shocker.
You know the drill.
It's only a matter of time before it was gonna bite the dust, and it... One could argue that it... Why is that the cursor there on top of where my reticle is? That's kind of annoying. I don't know how to get rid of that.
Watch yourself!
Now, maybe, like, tabbing out for a second, then tabbing back in? There we go.
I'll burn them down.
How are my shields down?
Ow. Be sure that, yes, there was one of you. I mean, there you go. Owie.
Squad member down.
Oops. Right, yeah, don't need to be stranded in the middle of a snowstorm or, you know, some other stressful situation. Have your car break down on the side of the road as you're trying to get somewhere important. That's just... You're playing a risky game. Live on the line like that for
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
a long time with a car that is close running out of juice, metaphorical
Sensors clear
juice.
for now. Great shooting.
Yeah, that's similar for me. It's like, you know, if you live in an area where everything is spread out and it's not walkable, then it can be very difficult
Watch the enemy fire.
without a car. And so sometimes it's just like, you know, unfortunately, you kind of have to accept
Careful.
this is going to be a cost that you have to pay.
Shield. Got it.
But that is where, you know, you can see it coming in advance.
Enemy fire.
It can help. Try to plan for it. Difficult though that may be at times.
Shield. Gotta fix that.
This? Yeah, like you're living in a rural area. That makes sense.
Careful.
And even in like the suburbs. Like city is one thing. Well, even in the city, some cities are much more walkable than others. Maybe, okay, at that point, sure. Even if it's not a quote-unquote walkable city, then it may be very inconvenient at times, but
Take them out.
obviously you could save yourself a bunch of money if you just put up with it,
Hydra.
at least theoretically possible, even if it's extremely impractical. Whereas in other cases, it's like, yeah, no, I would have to walk like 30 miles or more to do these things that I need to do. In other words, it would take me an entire day to walk to the place where I need to go. That's not gonna happen.
Watch the enemy fire. Ugh.
Go.
Flatline.
Thank you.
Also, where is the... Just gotten a third, but I missed things. And for... Oh my goodness, wow.
Take that target down.
For those who are like, wait, excuse me? What, can
Target
you
eliminated.
use the metric system? What are these American units? 30 miles is, what,
I'm reading a flatline.
45-ish kilometer? More than that? No. More than that, yeah. It's like 50-ish kilometers, I think. We were just talking about this earlier. Someone else did the math for me, so I was like, okay, thankfully I don't have to do the mental math. Trying to do that. I know what the conversion rate is. I'm trying to do that mid-match. It's a little hard. Yeah, it's like 50 kilometers. So,
Oh, I've seen two Who before.
yeah, I think I've seen it before as well. Yeah, those who are more used to the metric system. 50 kilometers is a long distance to have to go, or more than that, or just
Enemies down.
in one direction for basic tasks, like going to work or picking up groceries.
Enemies incoming.
Oh, what happened? Excuse me, ma'am. Please do not throw that shield directly in my face. I'm actually allergic to shields. Deathly allergic to shields, in fact. That's why I just lost mine. Yeah, and it's like, you know, I'm not really exaggerating. In some cases, you may need to travel, okay, maybe not quite that far for some of the most basic things, but in some cases, you might. That's not easy.
Enemies incoming. We should move.
Not blasting with your missiles. Farmer market, flea market. I mean, if you're in a farmer's community and you're going to a farmer's market, I feel like you're getting some really good stuff then. So that's nice.
Squad member down.
That's not so nice. Yeah, I'm jealous of that. I mean, it is definitely, I mean, where I am, the growing season is not that long. It's not the best of weather, but that growing season, for many things, is either just starting to happen or will very soon be upon us, so I'm looking forward to those kinds of things soon. But yeah, like, Midwest, you have some pretty good stuff getting made around here.
Go get 'em.
That, I mean, true in that there could be, it does depend what we're talking about. You know, are you growing food, or are you growing, you know, cash crops? Or something in between? Like, you know, exclusively spices? I mean, probably still good in that case, but do you have anything to put those spices on, or is it just the spices alone? That was going to happen, for sure. Wheat and canola. Oh, that was interesting. That was similar to what we saw happen last week with Mass Effect 3. Also, this feels a lot like the bug we were experiencing last week with the kineticist at one point, where I know I've gone down a fair bit of times, and this is partially because I may have been able to tell. I've not been paying the closest of attention in this match. A little bit just zoning out, thinking about our farming practices and means of travel and whatnot. But I feel like we have less health and or shields than we're supposed to have. And we did get a bug that seemed to be doing that last week. Or it was a bug, and it felt like it was doing that.
Go get 'em.
I have played this character quite a bit. I am very familiar with how it usually feels, and although I may not have been paying the closest of attention, it does still feel like it's a little odd how quickly the enemies are able to take us down. Right, but that's the thing on
Get to the
the...
extraction site.
Sometimes it feels really squishy.
Yeah, like that. I mean, Outlaw is probably a factor, at least for me as well, because it's not a great matchup. Might be a factor for you too. Ow, he says as he eats what is probably the 5th Hydra Barrage of this match. But yeah, when it comes to the the stuff that people are growing on the farms. Even if it is food, that's true. Like if it's just a very basic ingredient like wheat, then in and of itself, probably not enough to lead to that much interesting stuff. We should not take that much damage with basic gunfire. That's yeah, you're in a good enough. I mean, it's obviously in many cases possible to grow at least some things yourself, but if you're in a good enough growing area that you can grow a lot of things yourself, then I mean that can be really good. That's potentially the best of the best in some cases. And you have more control over what you can get. I mean, again, within reason, depending on where you are. But if there's a particular type of fruit or something like that that you really like, you can make a point of planting that. Want to check. See funky stuff happening here? This is where we saw the funky stuff happening last week or the week before, when it seemed like things were not quite working the way they were supposed to. Chetta, a winter fan, but not a summer fan. I mean, even then, I feel like it depends where you're talking about. Like, for example, just take any big country, like the US is relatively big, so take, winter in southern Florida versus winter in northern Minnesota or Wisconsin, and it's a pretty stark contrast. You're not getting snow very often in one case. In the other case, you are definitely getting a lot of snow. Just made 2 rhubarb custard pies. Put in the freezer for summer events like birthdays, 4th of July. Defrost, eat, not heat up in the kitchen in the summer. I mean, rhubarb custard. I usually go
strawberry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Strawberry rhubarb, I love as a combo, but rhubarb custard, I haven't heard of that combo before. What kind of custard are we talking about here? I feel like that's kind of open-ended. Yeah, like minus 18 degrees Fahrenheit in Wisconsin winter. I don't know if Florida gets that cold in the winter even during the Ice Age. Rhubarb is the kind of thing that you don't really eat by itself very often, I feel like.
It's like a very tart cherry.
Yeah.
So you usually find it with something sweet like strawberries or I guess custard.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to eat it by itself in many cases, but it does combine really well with, as you were saying, sweet stuff in particular. been able to figure out when the fruit truck comes out, so haven't... Oh, yeah. It also looks like celery, just with a slightly different coloration.
Very large celery.
Yeah, I don't know how... I don't actually know where it does and does not grow, though, to be honest with you. And I know it's not, like, super common, in part because it kind of flies under the radar, since it's usually not something you eat by itself. And even when it is combined with other things, sometimes it's the other things that get more attention, like we were saying before. Strawberry rhubarb pie is probably the time when I have rhubarb the most, and even then, you probably think of it more like a strawberry pie. So I feel like you might have it where you're around where you're from and just not even realize it because it's not that high profile. But for all I know, it might actually be very unusual in other parts of the world. I couldn't tell you. I really don't know what climates it grows in. Usually grows in soil, but potentially hydroponically. Vancouver area. Vancouver.
Washington, so I know it grows there.
I was gonna say, I feel like if we're talking Pacific Northwest, kind of in, you know, what's the best way to refer to it? Besides magic. Everything grows there. At least relative to where I'm from. It's in the northeast US where we have much shorter growing seasons and much less grows here.
3 more to go.
Compare that to Pacific Northwest and it's like, oh man, you guys can do so much more. So I'm sure if it can grow around here in the northeast US, I'm sure it can grow in the Pacific Northwest. But I don't know if it technically is more of like a coldish climate type of crop or a warmer type of thing. Technically, I don't even know if it grows around the northeastern US. It may just be that we get it from other places. I honestly could not tell. Definitely do get a fair bit of our agricultural stuff imported from California, usually. Oh, that picked up. Gonna get through a bunch of beans, making a bunch of bean avocado brownies. Ooh. That also made enough. Rhubarb when growing up. Kind of got the idea of rhubarb custard pie. Grandmother would make it when strawberries weren't in. Really? When strawberries weren't in season? Interesting. Yeah, for example, strawberry season, at least where I'm from, is, one could argue, starting up more or less now, if not very soon. And then we have like 2 months. That might be generous of a growing season for them. And then we have to get them from other places after that, because And it gets... Well, I guess... Well... Maybe it's not technically too cold, because I guess at that point it's beginning to get hotter. Maybe it gets too hot. Yeah, actually, come to think of it, we have our strawberry growing season for a couple months, starting in June-ish. Oh,
Squad member down.
couldn't get that energy drain off in time.
Right
Would have
back up,
saved
boys.
us. But then after that, actually the go-to place if you're trying to get the stuff that is the strawberries that are not just like industrially produced and have a bazillion preservatives in them and don't really taste that good, then it's actually, oh my gosh, it's Canada is where you get them from in that case.
Thank you.
Nearly through.
So as a big strawberry person myself, that is something that I definitely found myself doing at times. Not like physically, not like physically flying halfway across the continent to pick up strawberries firsthand, but like getting ones that are shipped already from there. I'm not that committed.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
How are my shields down?
All clear for now.
We'll always get some veggies, fruits, and dessert.
Hostile
Yeah, I mean, honestly, especially when you can get really good fresh fruit, it's such a huge difference maker. And it can absolutely satisfy your sweet tooth or whatever it is. It just tastes so much better. But depending on where you are, what time of year it is, and what the price of those things are, that is unfortunately not something you can always do. Or at least sometimes there may be some restrictions there. But when you can, it can be a game changer. Two seasons. I was just thinking about how, technically, if at least around where I am, I always think of strawberries as being, again, sort of like June, maybe a little bit into July, but then you have to go further north after that because I guess it gets too hot. You would think that would then mean, okay, once it starts getting cooler again, toward the end of summer / start of fall, maybe the temperature is right. You could start growing them again, but for whatever reason, that's like never been a thing that I've made a point of doing. Trying to incorporate more veggies into breakfast. Sometimes saute up some veggies, put them on cornflakes.
Reading a flat line.
And yeah, that's like once you start getting into fall territory, it tends to be more pumpkin, squash, that kind of thing.
Shield out.
Maybe that's, you know, late enough into the fall at that point that that would be past this theoretical second strawberry season anyway, but
Just 3 hostiles
I
remaining.
feel like those are the kinds of things I'm seeing
Nice job, Apex. Keep
that
it going.
time of year.
Find artifacts and return to the drop point. Marking first location on your
Hydra.
HUD.
That guy got absolutely demolished.
Artifact
Like
is secure.
3 different kinds of explosions. Hey, audience, want to not stand there, preferably? Don't worry, oh my gosh! I distracted them for you, and I did not move. That was just the game decided that once I got out of the Ani grabbing animation, that was where I was supposed to be standing. So that was not my doing.
Nearly through. Got the drop.
Get to cover.
Oh, those are all enemies? I thought at least one of those was a teammate. At least one of those.
They're shooting.
Last drop received. All artifacts secured.
Yeah, for us it's pumpkin, squash, and then the other big thing for fall is, of course, apples. Lots of apples.
3 more to go. Enemies down. Keep your guard up. We're done here. Get yourself to the LZ.
Oh, custard apple pie tomorrow? That sounds like that's gonna be amazing.
They're shooting. Cover my shields down.
Apple oatmeal muffins also sound fantastic. Oh, uh-oh. This is not going to go the way I want it to go, is it? A little unfortunate we didn't die. Been on a baking kick lately. Halfway through eating a strawberry rhubarb pie right now? And you aren't sharing? Then you need to share with the rest of the class.
I actually had strawberry rhubarb pie 2 weeks ago.
No! I'm missing out. I feel so left out. I want strawberry rhubarb pie. Sounds so good. Uh-oh.
Teammate injured.
No!
That's how
Oh,
Apex
okay.
gets it done. Come on home.
Not in one sitting. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. No, it's okay, fam. I'm just giving you a hard time. But I do like me some strawberry rhubarb pie, some apple pie, all this stuff. Sounds very nice. What about, I mean, there are lots of very tasty kinds of pie, but those are probably up there. Pumpkin pie, those are probably my top ones in general. I mean, you can always get a mixed berry, although I, to be honest, would probably prefer just going straight up strawberry rhubarb. So that would probably be my favorite of the berries in a mixed berry. Although blueberry, to be fair, that has to be up there as well, I think. Those are probably all of my personal top tier pies. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I feel like other types, even some of the more common types, I personally do not have nearly as often. Not that I'm like eating pies on the regular either, but they are good. Right? To a certain extent, it's like, okay, there are these things that have sugar, you know, maybe some butter in it. It's like, you know, just throw in a bunch of ingredients that tend to be tasty no matter what. Apple strudel. Oh. Yeah. Strudel.
That's
I've
good.
definitely-
So blackberry.
Blackberry
strudel.
pie? Or strudel? Or something else?
Strudel
Strudel. Okay.
and cobbler.
Oh yeah, apple cobbler. Definitely. I mean, I feel like that's very similar though. But yes, at least with apple strudel, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you I know the exact definition of where one draws the line between some of these things.
This one's simple. Clear the area and lock it down. Enemies incoming.
Make your homemade apple butter. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Just 5 seconds into this game, and they already got freaking exploding dudes.
Yep. Oh, the other thing that can really complement some of those types of things we were just talking about,
3 left. Go
whether it
get
be
'em.
pie, strudel, cobbler, if you can get, I mean, whipped cream, yes, but especially if you can either make homemade whipped cream or get like some fresh made whipped cream,
Enemies incoming.
oftentimes from, you know, one of these like farmers markets or something like that, and put it on top of / eat it with the pie, cobbler, strudel, whatever it might be. Fantastic combination. If you haven't tried it before, highly recommend.
Always make homemade whipped cream.
Oh yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about then.
Add a little vanilla to it.
I was about to say yes. Okay, so you are no beginner to this in that case. You know what you're talking about. I can respect that.
Yeah, my mom was a bakery manager.
Oh, man. Oh. I'm so jealous.
All the good stuff when I grew up.
Oh, I bet. Oh my goodness. What was your favorite thing that she would make?
Grasshopper pie.
Grasshopper pie. Are we talking
Yeah.
actual
mint-
grasshoppers?
No, it's a mint pie. It's green because it's a mint pie with like shaved chocolate chips on top and an Oreo cookie crust.
Whoa, that sounds really good. At first, I wasn't. I mean, like, there are people who eat grasshoppers, I think. So you were, admittedly, you were gonna lose me if you said it was actually made out of grasshoppers. So I was very pleasantly surprised that that was not the case.
No, you use a little cream de mint alcohol in it to give it the mint flavor.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's enough. Like, mint plus chocolate is obviously a classic combo. So it's hard to do that wrong. On the other hand, though, there is still absolutely room on the top end to improve it and make it incredible. So I feel like that's one of those ones that's maybe, you know, a lower risk one. Just try it out. Maybe first time you do it, it's not incredible, but then, you know, if your mom was like managing a bakery, then I'm sure that was unbelievable. Apple butter is almost like applesauce, but it's a bit thicker and usually spread over toast. I've definitely seen it. I think I've had it a little bit before. I've never tried making it myself, though. Butter on toast is not mandatory if lactose intolerant.
That's a destroyer.
Greetings, young creature. Like the one category, if you want to call it that, of thing. Well, I was gonna say, I feel like the one sort of category of thing that I feel like we haven't really discussed, or at least a category of flavors for these types of baked goods that we've not discussed, is cinnamon-oriented things. But then again, that can definitely be combined with apple in some cases. So maybe we kind of included it with that, but that is definitely something I'm also a big fan of, and it doesn't by any means need to be cinnamon plus apple. It could just be cinnamon, probably with a fair bit of sugar to go along with it. Let's be honest, but I mean that definitely can do it for me too. Really? Ooh. More you know. And I mean, it is nice from the standpoint of, you know, you can combine it with sugar, but you can also, I mean, if you're doing straight cinnamon with no sugar combined, then, you know, you need to be a little bit careful how heavy-handed you are with it, but it certainly still works. Okay, I mean, that's... sounds like good news to me.
No shield? How? How are my shields down?
Okay, sir. I cannot say I've ever tried that. At least I don't think so. Sweet but surprisingly low blood sugar. Yes. Doesn't spike your blood sugar. Huh. I don't know if I've ever tried that. At least, not knowingly. Mental sweetness. Good for tea. Hmm. Oh, sorry. It's like I was right next to that one and then did not proceed to pick it up. My bad.
How are my shields down?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Thanks.
Thank you. Let's get one of these down, shall we? Oh, I also... I'm sorry, I put it directly behind you. I did not realize that was very inconvenient for you with these.
It wouldn't have been bad, but there was another boss sitting in front of me. Hydra.
Oh, that's destroyer over there. Okay. Maybe we don't do that in angle to slow us down. Come on.
That's a destroyer.
Excuse me? That's not what I had in mind. So... about the whole extraction thing. Hold on. Let's see if we can get out of here. Let's see if we can escape. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I'll just shoot him from here. It actually worked. Everything is perfectly fine. Don't worry. Oh my gosh. I feel like photosensitivity warning. I'm sorry. This was not exactly part of the plan. No, everything's fine. See? Everything's fine, guys. Don't worry about it. What are you talking about? Nothing happened. Perfectly normal. A perfectly normal match. Perfectly normal match. Yeah, yeah. Fortunately, it was the last wave, so worst comes to worst, we would have just been stuck for the extraction. We wouldn't have made it out, but at least we were still able to do things for every other wave. And it turned out that we weren't really stuck, I guess. Just dashing around a bit, and that was enough to escape eventually. It was just, you know, we found a tactical position to assume. And, I mean, we were still able to shoot from there. I think one of the enemies was still able to hit us. It might have been the nullifiers who can use that attack that goes through cover, so that might have had something to do with it, but it technically worked. So, it was totally all a part of the plan, okay? Alright. Well, we have a group here. So, I mean, we could keep it on gold if we wanted to. We could try even bumping this back up to platinum if we'd like. I don't know how we feel about that. Maybe gold is fine. Try dashing out Cobra RPGs.
Doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter for you? Okay. I feel like there is a chance we might scare people away if we bump it up to plat. And so maybe we just keep it on gold. Don't force the issue.
Works.
Yeah, there have definitely been other times where I've clipped through walls or staircases, and it has not been that easy to get out. So we were definitely fortunate on this occasion. It is not a given that you will always be able to escape in situations like that. The body proportions in this game are just off. Were you noticing it in the lobby there? Because in the lobby, it just randomly picks some people to make taller or shorter than others. And so I could definitely see that messing with the proportions a bit. It might make some characters seem unnaturally tall and lanky. I'm thinking of, I don't remember exactly who everyone took, but like a Solarian, if the game decides to make them especially tall, might be the most extreme in that case. The positioning, some are closer than others on the screen. I remember you might have been the one. Someone was saying this a week or two ago. It might have been you. And I honestly did not realize that that was the reason why that was the cause behind making some people taller or shorter.
Just 3 hostiles remaining. Sensors clear for now. Great shooting.
Oh, really?
Hostiles en route.
No worries, fam. Thanks for stopping by. Get some rest. Good to see you. Hope you enjoy your various assortments of pies and apple butter and all those goodies. I was gonna say. Did this all start when... How did this whole conversation start? We've been talking about food for a while now. I remember I was saying relatively early on, this was one of the few days that I forgot to bring a snack. Did this all come from Fem saying that I was only scary if I didn't have anything to eat, and then I was like, oh, but Fem, I forgot a snack today. And then from there, we just kept on talking about food.
No, someone mentioned rhubarb custard pie.
Yeah.
And I think that's setting it all off.
That's at least how we got specifically into the whole pie and whatnot discussion.
How are my shields down?
Teammate
that
injured.
was
Target
atrocious on my part.
Info
Guilty
target
as
info,
charged.
stand by.
Like, of all the days for us to have this prolonged discussion about all these tasty foods, you picked the day when I did not bring anything to snack on.
Target down. Good work.
They're firing!
Who's left? Oh, that guy. That dude.
Enemies cleared. Stay alert.
Might as well. I mean, there are worse things. There are worse things to be accused of than making people feel hungry for tasty food. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
My shields failed?
Oh, I just lost my sound.
Oh.
So I'll probably make this my last one then.
What wave is this? Wave 4? Okay, I mean, at least it didn't happen on the very start of wave 1.
3 more to go.
Such annoying bug.
Yeah.
It's like the game is totally different without sound.
That hurt them. Be ready.
Better to be accused of making people hungry than using witchcraft.
Enemies incoming.
Can't say. My shields failed?
3 more to go. Nice job, Apex. Keep it going. Intel shows key enemy personnel in that area. Don't let them leave.
Admittedly, I just totally autopiloted into this room
They're firing.
and kind of got the whole this is an objective wave thing. Let me actually
Teammate
help.
injured. Target down. Info on a new target incoming. Stand by.
Gosh, that explosion was humongous. Combination of the fire explosion from the flamer primed as well as an explosive container.
I don't know, because I can't hear stuff.
How are my shields down?
Teammate injured.
I'm a little jealous of that explosion. That was one of our better ones today. The only one that might be able to compete with it was that one where we tried to line up as many of the explosive containers together at once and threw them all at the same enemy. We didn't get quite as many as we had hoped for, and I'm pretty sure, only threw them at a single basic enemy, so it was extremely overkill. But
Time to go. Get to the
it did make a loud noise, and it did make a large explosion. I don't know which one
Shields out.
was a little bit bigger and a little bit better. It's also not a fantastic place to put this. Excuse me, sir. Could you move ever so slightly? Thank you. So I don't have to shoot the archway. I wish I could tell you what all the sources were. Well, I guess it does tell you. It does announce the explosions in the kill feed, so actually, I'd be able to decode all the things that happened there. Be able to look back. Hello. That one wasn't bad either. There's a few explosions in quick succession. It wasn't like one single humongous one. But it did still sound good. Thanks for stopping by, fam. Have a good night. Catch you later. Probably try to not be on the opposite corner of the map or get stuck there, as I nearly did.
All targets down. Everyone standing. Drinks are on me.
Cool. Thanks for the games.
GG's. Thanks for stopping by. And it is getting a little late, but I think I'm good for going at least a little bit longer. I mean, granted, if all of our teammates immediately run away, which sometimes momentum can work that way, then, you know, maybe that could turn into our last one as well, but let's see. Searched for anything in this lobby, and we got a a random silver. This was the guy who we tried to join at the very beginning, but the game refused to let us be in the same lobby together. So there you go. Comes full circle. Right there goes the neighborhood. I mean, if anyone from chat would like to get in, let me know, and we can certainly go and create a separate lobby. Because with the exception of this guy, who is someone I've played before. Is it... Okay. Alright, my mind just played some serious tricks on me. Is it just me? Or from this angle, does it... Okay, now it's going to be hard to tell. It looked like that character had 4 arms. I legitimately thought the game was bugging out, and where you see she has, like, the relatively big pockets on her waist, and then the armor that kind of juts out a little bit on her legs. To me, it looked like the game was glitching out, and it basically created her with a second set of arms that were coming out of her waist. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? I just was very distracted by that for a second there. Which, you know, now, of course, I see like, oh no, that's just my mind playing tricks on me. I'm just going crazy. Maybe it's getting late enough that we should call it night soon, because I might be losing it. But perhaps we could do one more match with this person. Double sentinel it up. It is public. It is potentially the only lobby that is up right now, so if anyone would like to hop on in, I imagine you should be able to do so. It's silver random, putting us on Vertigo. Okay, can confirm they do not have 4 arms. They only have 2. Everything is fine. Everything is as we would expect it to be.
Find a new spot.
And we get, feels like we've gotten like 3/4 outlaw today, which you will not be surprised to hear me say would not have been my choice. If it were up to me. On this occasion it wasn't, but if it were, this definitely would not be my enemy of choice.
They're shooting. My shields failed.
No, don't hop down right as I'm hopping up. Don't hop up right as I hop down. Excuse me? What did I just say? It's extremely rude. Meanwhile, that sharpshooter's just gonna mock me.
Just 3 hostiles remaining. All enemies clear. Keep it up.
We did it.
Enemies incoming.
Let's run.
Obviously, our teammate is also using the same character. I didn't see what weapon they're using. Omniblade. Melee is the answer. Vanquisher. Oh, that's interesting. You don't see that very often. I do hear the audio behind me.
How are my shields down?
speaking of maps where clipped through staircases, I've definitely clipped through these stairs over here on this map at least once. And I don't know if I've ever gotten out from these ones. Now, of course, still very rare occurrence.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
But by bringing it up, I don't know. Did I just tempt fate? Did I just will it into existence? Perhaps. I feel like it's usually on this side. Am I now going to try to make that happen?
Ready.
Yeah,
We
maybe.
did it!
Maybe we don't do that on
We've got major
start
enemy
of
targets
the
nearby.
first
Let's
objective
take
wave
them out.
when there's only one other
got
person
it.
in the lobby, though. You know, that's probably something they would rather not have us deliberately try to do.
Target eliminated. Info on a new target incoming. Stand by.
I have to say to ow, you, Mr. Berserker. No, you're not allowed to use my barricade.
Target eliminated.
That is forbidden. You must ask permission first. And maybe, just maybe, I will grant you that permission. But you have to ask very nicely. We may or may not accept bribes,
How are mine?
especially of the pie variety. If you're wondering what kind of pie, well, you know, we may or may not have been discussing that for an hour or two. So, if you don't know the answer, then honestly, that's on you.
Build shields out.
Oh, oh. Yeah, I don't know if I'd trust any pie these outlaws are making, though. Which enemy would make the best pie? Well, you know, one of the options is outlaw,
We're tracking reinforcements.
which is at least a group of different types of organic species, some of whom may have at least the slightest of experience cooking, if not at least eating, pie. One of the other options is a group or species of machines who cannot eat pie. They are hyper-intelligent, so maybe they could figure it out. Also, yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but some of the enemies have been teleporting quite a bit in this match. We've teleported a little bit as well. But, yeah, so it could be the remnants. The Ket, I don't think I'm trusting any food that the Ket makes. So I feel like it's definitely not them. I think the toasters might make the best pie. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think they may have access to some advanced cooking techniques that we have yet to discover ourselves. And that could facilitate some advanced pie making techniques.
Teammate injured.
Almost there. I'm grateful. It's safe.
So I think I probably would pick them. Sure, maybe the straightforward answer would be outlaw. But given how the whole premise, the whole starting point of this conversation was that I didn't want outlaw to make pie, I may or may not have been looking for excuses to decide with someone else instead.
They're firing.
3 more to go.
Oh!
Teammate
We got a
injured.
third person, and that is one of the people we had with us before. They are back.
I'm grateful. Down to one.
All enemies clear. Keep it up.
Outlaws wouldn't agree to
That was great.
about what kind of pie to make. So it would be an anything goes pie, which would be just, yeah, it would just be an absolute mess.
Find a new spot.
I don't know. Are the Remnant a consensus? Because if so, then that's definitely a point or two in their favor. At least relative to Outlaw, yeah, relative to Outlaw, like you were saying. And as I said, there's some teleportation for you. As I was saying, I feel like you can't trust anything that the Ket make. So they might also need to be low down in the rankings. There's only 3 options to choose between.
They're firing.
Come on. Right. Like, the Ket are gonna try to do something to poison you or something along those lines. So I don't think you want to be eating anything that the Ket made.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Last one.
That hurt them. Be ready.
That was great.
Or the Ket pie would include just some absolutely
Intelligence
terrifying
data from your location. Look for an
ingredients that, like, I feel like the Ket, have we seen the Ket eat anything? I feel like the Ket would eat live animals. Like completely raw food, raw meat, or something like that. It's like, yeah, no, that's not something we want to do. No, I was just in the process of energy draining, so you theoretically were about to get your shields back. Oh,
teammate injured.
what was that? A raider? Oh, it might have been a grenade. I might need a gel here.
Thanks.
This is the worst hack on this map, but it is silver. So we should be able to brute force our way through it
I'm on my way.
without too much trouble. As for what your definition
My
of
shields
too
failed.
much is, now that's maybe
Data's received.
cool.
Squad member down.
That may vary from one person to the next. That was kind of close.
I'm grateful.
Three more to go.
We're down to
That
one.
kind of look like they only drink food, like protein shakes and smoothies.
All clear for now.
I feel like, I mean, their whole thing is like they have weird processes to reproduce where they basically have to, like, convert other species into Ket. Spoiler alert, sorry. So I feel like they would, it wouldn't just be a protein shake, it would be like a blend of different DNA or something like that in the shake. Which, I don't know. I don't think that's something we'd want to be eating. At least, I wouldn't. But the DNA is in, like, all the cells of everything. Look, it's gonna be bad, okay? You just have to trust me. You don't want to. I was about to say, you know, if we were trying to clip through walls or
They're
anything
firing.
like that, we're running out of time to do that. Given how we were teleporting a bit earlier in the match, I feel like there may be the potential to actually make it happen. I might have needed to start trying earlier, rather than only now at the last second. I feel like this spot is promising, maybe. Oh, if this Audi grabs us, it's gonna happen. Do it. Do it. Do it, Audi. Do it, Audi. One of them. Come on. You continue to fail, I'm gonna have to run to the LZ, and I'm gonna need to give myself enough time to do that. This is a large map, so you know what? You had your chance, Audis.
They're firing.
Oh, we got a fourth, actually. Maybe they popped in while we were busy trying to get stuck in the wall.
Target's down, everyone standing. Drinks are on me.
They don't seem like aliens, but more like a biological version of the Borg. Oh, no. Don't think the goal was to make you want to become ketified. At least that was not my intention. Oh yeah, we did get someone in. Oh, right at the very end, it looks like. Okay. But I do think it may make sense. Resistance is futile. It may make sense for us to wrap things up here. You know, we can open up some packs with some of the credits we've earned, but at least in terms of matches, it's getting fairly late. We've been going fairly long. And we had decent luck, in fact, with these packs earlier today. This past few weeks, we've had decent luck with these packs. See if we can nab anything else before the night is through. Maybe we can get, I don't know, what kind of pie do you think we would get in an expert pack? I don't know, maybe a pie made by an expert baker, which is what sounded like we were hearing earlier. Tried to replicate the lavender look that the other Sentinel had. I think their name was also Viridian, which is a shade of green. I'm not sure if they spelled it the same way, but it's a little ironic in that way. Insert Alanis Morissette. Insert bastardized Alanis Morissette quote here that is tried to tailor itself to the situation in which it's ironic because a person whose name is a form of green is instead coloring their character a form of purple. And a lot of these ultra rare consumables, but I don't know if we got a single new ultra rare weapon there, which is a bit unfortunate. A little bit of remaining credits. I'm just gonna check how we're doing on the revive packs. You know, it wouldn't be the like we're doing okay. It's definitely not anywhere near an emergency, but it's never a bad thing to build up the stockpile a little bit more when it comes to those revive packs and some of the other consumables too. I think figured out. Oh, the proportion bugs. Or what about the proportions bugs you? Okay. Now I'm also just thinking about, just keep on circling back to thinking about the pie. Like, oh, apparently everyone else was apparently eating pies recently, but not me. I gotta get myself a pie. They used adolescent human proportions instead of adult human proportions for all of the characters? Huh. I have not thought about it that way. I feel like I need to see more characters next to each other. Just having the single character here is not enough for that to be blatantly obvious. Other than what? Like, her arms are short? I guess? If I'm looking at it closely. I'm sitting down right now, so I can't, like, compare with how far down do my arms grow on my body. Yeah, her arms are a little short. Head is too big. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. That, I feel like, would vary depending on when you have multiple people in the party. Like, if you're the shortest person in the party, then that would feel most prominent. Whereas if you're the tallest person, then maybe it'd look kind of normal. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it now that you bring it up. Hands way too small? A bit, yeah. I can kind of see that too. Hold on. Go to character customization, or at least one of these pages where we can zoom in a little bit more. Think of like the size of the weapons relative to the character. Does that give us a better feel for just how tall or short or disproportionate some parts of the character's bodies are? The hands, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess I'm no expert. Humans, can't say I know very much about them.